delicious chocolatey, caramely oat desserts. If you have, know that those are my favorite before I became vegan. They're commonly referred to as Carmelitas. Sometimes they're just like oat caramel chocolate bars, not super creative. But I have started making a vegan recipe. It's based off of one that I found online, and it's amazing. Like, it's so, so good that it's just to die for. So we're gonna make that today, and I really think that you're gonna enjoy it. It's actually one of my dad's favorites as well, and he doesn't even know it's vegan. So the first thing you're gonna do is start with oats. Whether you have old-fashioned or instant, you're gonna use 2 cups of oats, but you're gonna blend 1 cup into a flour. I personally do find the old-fashioned give it a nice texture. This is actually a heaping cup because the 1 cup mark is actually, I guess it's kind of a cup. But I do like a little bit more of the oat base, just because I like the crust. So this is a Vitamix that works really, really well for blending. You'll see the oats. That's it. That's all it takes to make oat flour. So I actually like to use oat flour a lot for any kind of like pancakes. Waffles are really great, and oats are very prebiotic, so they help support a healthy gut microbiome. But they also, you know, if you're buying gluten-free oats, they're gluten-free if that's something that you look for and need to have. So we're going to put all of that in there. And then we're going to add that other cup of oats that we didn't blend, right? So we blend 1 cup of oats, and then the other cup of oats we just add as is. There we are. And then we're going to add 3/4 cup of melted coconut oil. So I've already melted it in the microwave, and I'm just going to add that in now. This is also a recipe that you can kind of just modify, meaning like if it looks too saucy, too wet, too oily, go ahead and add some extra oats. If it looks too sugary for you, add more oats. If it doesn't look like there's enough, or it looks like there's too many oats, maybe add a little more brown sugar or coconut oil. And then the third thing is 3/4 cup brown sugar. So we have 3/4 cup coconut oil, 3/4 cup brown sugar that's packed. And adding that in now. So you can see the measurements are pretty easy to remember. I don't really have to try too hard to remember that. And then we're going to give it a good stir. This is essentially going to become both our crust and our topping. So when we put it here in the oven here in a bit, you'll see that we're going to have both. We're going to bake the crust for a little bit first, and then we're going to add our chocolate and our caramel sauce, our deliciousness, and then we're going to bake it some more. So honestly, this looks too wet to me. I may have added more coconut oil or a little more sugar than I needed. And because the blended oats do act as that flour and kind of glue things together a little bit more, I'm going to blend them. Da-da-da. I don't know why I put that in a measuring cup. Sometimes we just do weird things, right? Cooking adventures. So it definitely gets it into a fine powder, like literally powder's flying everywhere. So I'm just gonna go slow here and see what it looks like. Speaking of kitchen adventures, that is what this nugget is from right here. Literally cut my thumb through the nail as I was holding an onion with my left hand and cutting with my right hand. And it sounded just as lovely as it was. Took a really long time for it to stop bleeding. I had to go to the hospital to get it stopped bleeding. It was not fun. So it turns out that I don't need all of that oat that I blended. And so what I do is just store it in a container like this. I actually typically blend up a lot of oats at once and store it in a container, so I'll always kind of have oat flour. I do think though, if you blend it right before you're using it, it does have a little bit of like kind of like a fresher quality to it. The bowl that I'm mixing in is the Pampered Chef small batter bowl, which I kid you not, you guys, is like my favorite. It has this nice handle. You know how sometimes at the bottom of the bowl you will have things that just sit there and they don't actually stir up? This one gets all the good stuff. Plus there's a spout if you needed to pour. So this is looking really good. What I'm looking for is like it's crumbly, but yet if I push, because I'm going to push it in the pan, it actually gets pretty compact there. So I think that our crust is ready. Now, the caramel sauce is going to get really sticky, so you do want to make sure you line it, and you have an 8 by 8 pan. I'm going to put that in there, and then let's see here. This also has measuring stuff on the side, which is so handy. So we have about 3 cups, so I'm going to put about 1.5 cups in here. About 1.5 cups. Terrible at like estimating portion stuff when it comes to like baking. I don't know what it is. Okay. And then you're going to take either like a spoon or your fingers. I'm making these for other people, so I figure I should be a little more gentle. Or not use my hands so much. I actually do think this needs all the oats. Change my mind, kids. Changed my mind. That's the thing about cooking. There's always change, right? It's like with the weather. There's always going to be weather. Sometimes we're like waiting for that day where it's just like the perfect day, and you know, it's like sunny and beautiful and whatever else is like your definition of a perfect day. But then we miss all the other days that can be just as nice if we just kind of gave them, you know, a little bit of a chance. So with cooking, sometimes you just have to give things a little bit of a chance, try it out, explore with that creativity. Okay, so we are making our way. I did find that the recipe that I had used online ahead of time didn't really have that thick of a crust. So again, that's why I kind of add some more oats, is because I like it pretty crispy and that nice like firm like foundation. And then I kind of take a spoon across it and try to get it flat after I've pushed it down into all the little corners, all the little nooks and crannies. And now we are going to bake it at 350 for 10 minutes, and then we'll do the rest. So we will stay tuned. Stay tuned. Friends, we have our caramel sauce all mixed up. So our caramel sauce is 1/2 cup of 100% pure maple syrup, 1/2 cup of tahini, and you want the tahini to be more of the like thick solid stuff, so you can see that I left a lot of the runny stuff still there. And then do 1/2 cup of coconut cream or coconut milk. If you use coconut milk, you just want to be sure that it's like in the fridge still, so you can get more of the solid stuff is what you're looking for, and not the liquid, because even though this is a liquid, when it bakes, it'll turn into a soupy mess, and then it'll actually go in the fridge for a few hours. I like to do overnight just so it gets nice and firm, and so you want to make sure that it's going to be solid when you're serving it, which usually I still serve it right out of the fridge. So the oats came out of the oven over here. I put about 1 cup of chocolate on, and then I also, my husband doesn't like chocolate, so on one little like strip, if you will, I'm doing walnuts, so he can still have like just a little bit of texture with that. And then I think it needs a little more chocolate because do you ever go wrong with more chocolate? I just don't think so. So I use the Enjoy Life chocolate chips, which are vegan, dairy-free. There are other ones out there, but if you're looking for a dairy-free one, I would definitely recommend Enjoy Life. Alrighty, now I'm gonna pour my caramel on top. Looking delicious. You want to get in all the little nooks and crannies. Okay, so let's do that. Pretty freaking good. And then, let's see if this is still hot. So this is not hot-ish. So hopefully you can kind of see that. That's what the caramel looks like. I'm going to add the rest of that oat mixture that we had. And this time you're not going to pat it down. So you're just going to kind of sprinkle it on. Give it a nice little coating. So this is a really good summer recipe because, again, you know, it's nice to serve it cold. Again, so you're not kind of having all that coconut oil melt everywhere, which is just annoying and not very fun. Okay, so I got it all on there, and honestly, it looks like it needs a little bit more of the oats to soak up some of the caramel, so you don't have that soupy mess. I'm going to take a little coating here, sprinkle them on top, and then I'm just going to press them into the sauce. Goodness. And then this is going to bake for 20 minutes until it is nice and golden brown. So it bakes for about 30 minutes in total. Well, that didn't work very well. The caramel mixture is sticking to my oats. Perfect. So just another little sprinkling to help it soak up a bit more. Lick my fingers because it tastes freaking amazing. I'm going to put these back in the oven and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Okay, so Carmelitas are done. They just came out of the oven, so the pan's obviously super hot, but you can see that they are nice and golden, deliciously brown, crispy on the top, and then there's that caramel layer in there, and then there's the chocolate layer in there, and these babies are gonna be so freaking good once they cool off and set, which again, 2 to 4 hours, but I just tend to do it overnight, so I actually need them for an event tomorrow. That's why I did it. I have my cup of coffee here, and I really just want to sit down and have a Carmelita. But I hope that you guys found that helpful, but more than anything, I hope that you make them because it's much better to eat them in person than to just look at a screen. So until next time, keep it kind and take care. Eat well too, including good stuff, meaning plants, vegetables, but also treats that you really enjoy, aka Carmelitas. See you soon.